We're fighting against Scientology.
The actions of Anonymous, which is a terrorist group. Huh? No, it's fine.
I want to be serious about it.
It's supposed to be the modern science of mental health, as it is invented by L. Ron Hubbard, who's a science fiction writer. They tell you that all your problems are caused by basically the bodies of fried space aliens. All their souls are all stuck to your body, and you have to get them off by holding these soup cans and talking about yourself and paying lots of money to Scientology. It's basically the evil galactic overlord.
Lisa McPherson, it's her birthday, would have been her birthday today. Scientology really messed with her head. When she had a small time road accident, she ended up taking her clothes off in the middle of the road and saying, please come and help me. They ended up taking her to the hospital. Scientologists went in there and busted her out of the hospital and took her to the full house in a hotel where they subjected her to all sorts of bad looking after. They dehydrated her, she was eaten by insects, she was bruised all over her body. And when it finally got too much, she's just about to die, they took her 3 hospitals away. They didn't even take her to the nearest hospital. They took her several hospitals away to a Scientologist doctor, but unfortunately she died. That's one of the reasons why we're here.
People need to understand that this group misrepresents themselves and that they don't actually give you the whole story in any of their literature, in any of what they tell you, in any of their press releases. So I suggest that anybody who wants the whole story goes to a website, www.xenu.net. All of the information is available there.
The Church of Scientology exploits the public by brainwashing them.
Intelligence tests they call the Oxford intelligence test has nothing to do with Oxford, has nothing to do with Oxford University. You know, this is just part of how they misrepresent themselves. It's a bait and switch. At the start they tell you it's a philosophy. They don't mention their reincarnation. They don't mention past lives. They don't mention that, you know, Xenu, the intergalactic ruler. They don't mention that at the highest degrees they're going to tell you that L. Ron Hubbard is God, is literally the Messiah, that Jesus was a pedophile. You know, they don't tell you these things when you walk in the door. And this is what these people are here for. They're here because Scientology, whenever somebody comes out and actively tries to tell the public these things, Scientology sues, Scientology attacks, Scientology tries to censor. And I think that, you know, I support that. What I don't support is the fact that I think that many people here don't understand what they're protesting against.
We're protesting against the crimes that Scientology commits, the way Scientology persecutes its enemies, and the legal action it takes that forces people to commit suicide, the murders it has committed, and countless various acts that are legal that they haven't been prosecuted by the government for.
Oh God, no, not long cat.
Come on, we'll parade long cat.
How can Scientology help me? I've had a lot of problems, been in and out of care homes all my life. Parents have been taken from me at a young age, so yeah. How can Scientology help me?
Well, I can show you how you can find out how your mind works,
okay,
and find out like how you can actually be cause over your own life.
Okay.
Because one of the tenets of Scientology is that you can understand yourself.
I can't understand myself.
No, you can.
I can understand myself.
Yeah, it is possible to understand the mind, stress, things like that. It's not. It doesn't have to be a big mystery.
Okay.
And you can understand it. It takes a bit of dedicated effort.
Yeah.
And takes a willingness to learn. But just read some books and you can find out.
So I can just read books of my own accord. I could read the Bible or like the Quran. That could help me find myself out. Why should I read Dianetics? Is it over any other book? If you don't mind telling me.
I don't know. Why should you?
Why should I?
Yeah.
Could you tell me about Dianetics? What is Dianetics?
Well, it's a book on the mind.
Okay.
It's the best-selling book ever written on the mind.
Okay.
It's a technical book.
And it's
science.
It's real, do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people that we've spoken to today say that they criticize Scientology because of the material, you know, and how do you respond to criticisms of Scientology?
I usually don't.
Okay.
You know, I usually don't. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
Because
is it a trap?
most of these people that criticise it have never laid hands on a book.
That's true.
So, you know,
So people are criticising out of a position of ignorance.
that's my opinion,
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to know how did you find Scientology and how has Scientology helped me? How helped you? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to ask me that question now? Fair enough.
If that's okay.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, I found it when I was at university, actually.
Okay.
It was,
What did you study?
physics.
Nice.
Physics and maths. But it appealed to me because it's a very practical religion. And nothing in Scientology is true for you unless it's true for you. You actually put it into practice, find that it works, and then you take it from there. So you don't have to accept anything on blind faith. So what appealed to me was it's just very workable.
Okay.
And you can use it to sort out different aspects of your life. You can become more capable, you can help other people, you can become more competent in what you're doing, all that kind of thing.
So for someone like me who's come from a very troubled upbringing, I've got a deep distrust of authority figures. How could
I have to say you don't
Dianetics
look very
help me?
troubled.
Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I've had to smarten up. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you've done well.
You know, thank you
I
very much.
congratulate you.
Thank you very much. I'm very heartened to know that. But how can Dianetics? What is Dianetics? First of all, we see all these books. What is Dianetics? What is that book? And what does that volcano mean?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I'm curious. Sorry, I'm a young, curious guy.
I understand. Dianetics was the book that started it all. It was L. Ron Hubbard's researches up to that point. He devoted his life to looking for answers, to solutions for what causes people problems and what to do about it. And in Dianetics, it talks about the reactive mind, which is a hidden part of your mind which causes all sorts of trouble.
Are you talking about the subconsciousness?
Kind of.
Okay.
The funny thing is, it is always conscious. If you're in an accident or an operation, the reactive mind is recording everything that's happening.
Okay.
And then that can act negatively to you later on. So Dianetics provides a very simple way to deal with that, so you can get in control of your reactive mind and not be affected by psychosomatic illnesses.
So but what gave L. Ron Hubbard such an insight? Do you know what I mean? What differentiated him between the average human being trying to sort out or make sense of the world?
Yeah. Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to do all these particular questions when this is happening?
Oh, no. This is just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will, but I reserve the right to ask questions as well. Just I'm wondering why it's happening just now.
Perversion is your work.
Pardon?
Perversion is your work. He's asked you that question. Before answering, you are perverting that. Answering the question.
I've just answered several questions. I know I asked if I could ask him a question. He said yes. I didn't ask him the question. Okay? If I could just discuss it with him, that'd be great.
Okay. But I mean, why am I? Well, I don't know much about Scientology.
Right.
I only heard about it. It's been in the protests. It was in the news. So I thought, if it's going to be in the news, this could be for me. Do you know what I mean? Let's go down.
Very curious time to be doing such
It is
an interview.
extremely curious, but interesting times.
Yes.
I think, is there a program?
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Yeah.
If you'd like to ask him all these questions, I'd be delighted to do that at another time.
Okay.
What I'd like to say about this happening just now is that the actions of Anonymous, which is a terrorist group.
A terrorist group?
Yeah, if you look at what they do.
But wait a sec. They're a terrorist. How are they a terrorist group?
Well, if you look at on the internet, what they say they do and what they have done in terms of internet terrorism,
What is
attacking different websites.
Okay.
And
is that spam?
Death,
is that sending emails?
Death threats, sending in.
Death threats?
Yeah, we've had several death threats in our churches.
Okay.
From individuals who claim to be from Anonymous. Recognize you. Yeah, all those kind of activities. So the church will not be affected by that.
Okay.
And
could you explain to me what this device is, if you don't mind? What is that device?
where are you going to use all this footage?
Where are we going to use it? I suppose it's just for my own personal
Yeah,
stream,
sure.
you know what I mean?
I really believe that,
we just record it, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way.
do you think you could benefit if you didn't get that same reaction from that